It was never about a sale of the company. How many times have you heard me say that over the last 9 months? Don't know when you guys are going to start listening to me, but you better start listening to me. If there's one creator in this space that has gotten everything right, nailed every single aspect of what Vince McMahon has done since December, it is the man you're watching right now. I have not been wrong. It was never about a sale of the company. I've been called a conspiracy theorist. I've been called a tinfoil geek. I've been called everything you could possibly name. Oh, JD got Vince McMahon on the head, man. He's got Vince McMahon dancing in his head. It was never about a sale of the company. Vince could have sold the company to whomever he wanted. He sold it to Ari Emanuel, who he's known for 20 years, because he knew Ari Emanuel was going to keep Vince McMahon in charge and give Vince McMahon the ultimate power that he sought, that he was not going to get with anybody else. Vince McMahon led a staff meeting on Tuesday afternoon. He led a staff meeting on Tuesday afternoon along with Triple H, Nick Khan, and Ari Emanuel in Stamford, Connecticut on Tuesday. These are the little excerpts from Fightful Select that they uncovered in regards to this meeting. Executive Chairman Brad Bum was there. Another Vince McMahon fucking crony. Vince McMahon referred to Ari Emanuel as his boss. Is the world ending? Did hell freeze over? Vince McMahon? I guess this is satisfactory now. This is okay because Vince is getting back what he lost since last June. He doesn't give a shit who he calls boss. He's gotten everything back that he had to give up due to the Wall Street Journal. He doesn't give a shit who his boss is. He knows he has ultimate power and is more powerful than he was before. Ari mentioned that his daughter, Ashley, worked for WWE. She's been a creative assistant. Oh, but I thought Ari Emanuel was going to stay out of the WWE creative realm. But his daughter Ashley works as a creative assistant. So I guess that means that Ari Emanuel, over those family functions and those family dinners is going to have a couple of different things he's going to throw at his daughter. I think this would look good on television, or I think this may fit on television. And whichever Ari Emanuel wants to go out there and switch, he wants this person on television, he wants this person off the television. He may have creative say at the end of the day through his daughter. When are you going to realize these people are nothing but bullshit artists? Ari was going to stay out of the WWE business, but his daughter is working for the fucking company as a creative assistant. Yeah, right. Vince McMahon said the company had plateaued. The company had plateaued. He goes on to say that the company also stagnated, and the merger needed to happen to take the company to the next level. This gained a lot of eye rolls and reaction within the company, who pointed to WWE touting record numbers. This comment led many to reaffirm their beliefs that Vince McMahon did a deal so he could return to WWE. Man, oh man, if I could sell tinfoil hats as a side business, I'd be a very rich man. What did I tell you guys at the beginning of the video? It was never about a sale of the company. Never was, never would be. Vince McMahon only used it to get back what he lost. This is bullshit. Eye rolling. I feel for these people. I really, really do. Triple H, I don't know how he puts up with this bullshit. The company plateaued and stagnated. What are you talking about? The only thing that plateaued and stagnated was Vince McMahon's grip on the company. That's why he sought to sell the company, because he knew himself, his power was plateauing and stagnant. I'd love for Vince McMahon to really sit down and answer the hard-hitting questions. Vince, what did you mean by that? What do you mean the company plateaued and stagnated? He'd give you the most bullshit of bullshit answers that he could possibly conjure up. There's no way anybody in this meeting believed that the company plateaued and stagnated. Nobody. Triple H was a part of this meeting, and I don't know how he stands for this garbage. Let's go over a list of things that happened while Vince McMahon stepped away from WWE Creative and as the head of the board of directors for the time that he had to deal with his own personal issues. Triple H took over Creative. Soon after Triple H took over Creative, Monday Night Raw was easily a far different show than what we were being given under Vince McMahon. Triple H led Monday Night Raw into the twos as far as a rating goes. Monday Night Raw under Vince McMahon for 3 years before that couldn't break a 1-7 regularly. They plateaued. There's that word. They plateaued at a 1-7 and a 1-6. Some weeks it was a 1-5. And this is without Monday Night Football. Go figure. You want to use the word plateaued? The ratings under Vince McMahon fucking plateaued. Let's shift gears to the SmackDown ratings. SmackDown couldn't break a 1-8, and this was with Roman Reigns as champion. Couldn't break a 1-8. As soon as Triple H took over, the ratings were in the twos. 2-3, 2-4, upwards towards 2-5, 2-6 on great weeks, with the Bloodline story really reeling them in on a weekly basis. So where exactly did the company plateau as far as ratings are concerned? WWE has been touting record pay-per-view numbers. WWE has transcended pay-per-view as far as their company is concerned. From the Vince McMahon era, pay-per-views have taken a leap in quality over the last 12 months. Who do you think is to blame for that? Is Vince McMahon in charge of WWE to a point where he would put the pay-per-views on the top-tier list of priorities in the company? No. Under Vince McMahon, pay-per-views were going 4, 5, 6 hours. WrestleMania was still under Vince McMahon's leadership at 7 hours. Triple H took a WrestleMania over 2 nights and made it substantial. Triple H gave you 6, 7 matches tops for WrestleMania this year with little to no fluff. Same thing goes for all the other pay-per-views that he delivered. Quality over quantity. Outside SummerSlam, which I don't know why it went nearly 5 hours. Give me a break. But for the majority of the pay-per-views, Triple H has led WWE pay-per-view to be quality over quantity, and they've hit on every single one they've delivered, especially in the international markets. Now, but Vince McMahon is probably going to claim victory over that one as well, whereas when he was in charge, pay-per-view was absolutely terrible. Then you look at the creative side of things as far as the talent on TV. We have Gunther and the rise of the Intercontinental Championship. Would you think Gunther would be where he is right now with Vince McMahon in charge? Would he still even be with the company is a better question. Probably not. Not even talking about the Intercontinental Championship, but Gunther himself probably wouldn't be even with the company. He may not even be with the main roster. They'd probably end up sending him back down to NXT if Vince McMahon had his way. Do you genuinely believe the Intercontinental Championship would be in the position that it's in right now with Vince McMahon solely in charge of creative with his cronies, Bruce and John Laurinaitis? No. No, the Intercontinental Championship would be dead in the water like it was under Vince McMahon. Every single time we talked about the Intercontinental title, it was an absolute disgrace. That's where it would be. Same thing with the United States Championship. The United States Championship really hasn't done much of anything, even with Austin Theory in the Triple H era, but I don't know where that blame goes. I really don't. But still, it's better off now than it was then. LA Knight. Do you genuinely think LA Knight would be with the WWE if Vince McMahon was in charge with Bruce Pritchard? Do you genuinely think if he was with the WWE, he would be where he is right now? No, he'd be wearing fucking swimsuits with Mansoir and Maximum Male Models. Garbage. Marseille. Give me a fucking break. Absolutely dog shit creative. He would have walked out of the company. Never mind. LA Knight. Yeah. He would be absolutely nowhere with Vince McMahon in charge. Imperium, let's go back to Gunther. Imperium would not be back together. Vinci would not be on the main roster. Kaiser probably would have been fired. LWO, do you think Santos Escobar and the rest of Legado del Fantasma would be on the main roster thriving in the role that they're in right now? Absolutely not. The LWO probably wouldn't even be a thing. Do you think Vince McMahon would have the wherewithal to pair Zelina Vega with the LWO? She hasn't really been a factor, but still, it was a better move than anything Vince McMahon could have come up with. Zelina Vega, LWO, Legado, none of it would be happening right now on television. Rey and Dominic Mysterio. Do you genuinely think Vince McMahon would have split Rey and Dominic and put them on separate brands well ahead of their WrestleMania match at WrestleMania 39? And they did so with explanation and a trade. None of that would have happened under Vince McMahon. The Bloodline story with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, do you genuinely think it would have played out the way that it played out going into WrestleMania? No. Chad Gable and the rise of Chad Gable, the singles wrestler, do you think we would be seeing that right now? No. Would Bray Wyatt be back with the company before he passed away? No. Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa? No and no. Bronson Reed? No. Absolutely not. Io Sky and the rest of Damage Control? No. Would Io even be the champion? No. The list goes on and on. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. But you get my point. Stagnated? Plateaued? The only reason why Vince McMahon said that is because he needed to make himself feel good and he needed to make the company look like it was in the gutter. And now with his leadership and his decision to sell the company, that's the reason why WWE is on the up and up. House show tickets, live event tickets through the fucking roof. Merchandise sales through the fucking roof. Social media numbers on every platform through the roof. But Vince McMahon selling the company is the reason for all of it. Just want you to know that. Like it wasn't happening while he was away, dealing with his personal problems and getting his spinal surgery, which at this point, I don't even fucking believe he got spinal surgery. The only reason why he went to go get spinal surgery was because he had a warrant to go have his fucking condo checked out by the fucking feds. Give me a break. Absolutely ridiculous. Vince McMahon sickens me. He absolutely sickens me. It was never about a sale of the company. Ever. Ari Emanuel said that they've had a long relationship with WWE, and he's looked to Vince McMahon for help and advice in the past. Great. No wonder he sold the company to Ari Emanuel. There were talks of cuts, and it was said it was unfortunate, but it had to happen. Of course it had to happen. While everybody on the board of directors is lining their fucking pockets with green, they let 100 people go, and 100 lives plus had their fucking lives altered for the time being. They let all these hardworking men and women go, and then he sits there and says, yeah, it's unfortunate, but it had to be done. The rich continue to get richer, and they become more greedier. Great. Gotta love the business world. Regarding the note that one employee said that the massive layoffs wouldn't have happened under Stephanie McMahon's watch, we had several current and former employees say Fightful reach out regarding that. They all noted that while Stephanie McMahon was beloved in the office, not only would it have still happened due to the merger, her own team got actively dismantled while she was still there. The fuck is Stephanie McMahon going to do? You don't think this would have happened with Stephanie McMahon somewhere in the building, in charge of whatever she was in charge of? What is Stephanie McMahon going to do to stop the madman that is her father? Nothing. Nothing. Just like her husband, she would have rolled over and took it right up the fucking asshole. That's exactly what she would have done. We all love Stephanie. We all wish Stephanie was back. And we all wish the company was led by Stephanie and Triple H. But that's not the world we live in right now. At one point or another, we all thought that this company was going to go and be handed down to the family, and it was going to be a family-owned business. Vince fucked his family over. They got paid, but now the company is in the hands of someone that he's known for over 20 years and not his family. And the reason why it's in the hands of somebody that he's been close with for 20 years is because that man, Ari Emanuel, who he's been close with for 20 years, was the only man that was going to give Vince McMahon what he wanted. And all Vince McMahon wants is power. That's it. He didn't give a shit. I'm going to need you guys to start listening to me when I speak on this topic. Vince McMahon's power is absolutely out of control. The fucking power-hungry, egomaniacal maniac that he is out of control. This man did not want to see the company land in the lap of anybody in his family because he felt like the legacy of Vince McMahon was in danger. He needs to be the end-all, be-all. He needs to be the one that everybody references. Oh, I can't have anybody in my family do a better job than me, pal. It's exactly where it was going. It's exactly why the company was not handed down to the family. It's exactly why he blew up and destroyed NXT Black and Gold, because Triple H was doing everything that he should have been doing on the main roster better than he ever could have imagined. That's why it's dead. And we gave way to NXT 2.0, where they just made a mockery out of basically everything that Triple H built for the last 10 years regarding that brand. Don't get me started. And every other fucking list of penalties that Vince McMahon went out there and did. The only person this benefits is Vince McMahon. And Triple H is a part of this meeting, and he's got to sit there and bite his fucking tongue because there's nothing that he could say. He got paid his cool $6 million or whatever it was from the fucking sale. Go out there, do your job, and you're lucky you even got one, son-in-law. You married into my family, and I got to give you a $6 million payout. You're lucky you got what you got, and where you are, you're lucky you got that as well. It's a sad state of affairs. Vince McMahon sickens me to no end. Absolutely disgusting is Vince McMahon. This meeting is a fucking mockery. It's a joke. And anybody that took his words seriously, they should really reevaluate where the fuck they are in life too. Stagnant and plateaued. He thought the WWE was plateauing and stagnant. This is the man that is in charge of the company. And like I said, the next prophecy that I will have come to fruition, sooner rather than later, things are going to get worse before they get better. You don't think at some point Vince McMahon's going to use all the bad and blame it on Triple H? You don't think Vince McMahon's going to weasel himself back into where he was backstage? We start to hear creative changes more and more being done week by week by week. It's going to get worse before it gets better. I don't want to sit here and tell you Triple H is going to be ousted and not going to have a job, but that certainly looks and feels like where it's going. I can't stand this man, and the quicker he leaves us, the better. Randy Orton. Randy Orton is at the WWE Performance Center, and he is on his way back. Also, coming from Fightful Select, WWE sources confirmed that Orton had been at the Performance Center this week, and it hasn't been much of a secret. Yesterday, on Monday, Cassidy of Bodyslam.net had informed Sean Ross Sapp that Randy Orton's bus was already at the Performance Center. We're told he's been around for quite some time lately. Orton has been working out in the gym, and we're told that he got huge in a good way at one point. But as early as of August, he had not resumed in-ring training. Despite several incorrect rumors at the time that Orton was nearing a return, WWE sources and even an official capacity repeatedly reiterated that Orton was not cleared for a return at that point. Orton had been adamant to those close to him that he would be returning to the ring following back fusion surgery. When a talent shows up or is returning, WWE has a very strict rule that they have to work out in some capacity. During a recent interview with Cody Rhodes, he noted to Fightful that the rule is very real and even The Undertaker couldn't avoid doing it when slated for it. Fightful says they will keep us updated on the latest with Randy Orton. Good. Good. Randy Orton's back, hopefully soon, and his presence has been sorely missed. When we talk about a potential War Games, teaming with the babyfaces, 5-on-5 against Judgment Day, slot in Randy Orton, it makes all the sense in the world as a surprise for Chicago's Survivor Series. Randy Orton on a brand that homes Cody Rhodes as well. Take my money, I'd love to see it. Absolutely. Randy Orton's presence has been sorely missed, and I can't wait to get that man back on television. Excellent, excellent move, and he's gotten huge. We'll see how huge he got when he returns to Monday Night Raw, but I'm looking forward to it, and Randy Orton looks like he will be back in the ring before WrestleMania season, and I think that is a huge get for WWE. Thank you guys very much for all your support. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that thumbs up. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Let me know what you think of the Vince McMahon story. What a pathetic meeting at Titan Tower, man. I wish I could be a fly on that fucking wall, man. I'd be buzzing and laughing at the fucking same time with Vince McMahon plateauing and stagnant is the WWE product. Yeah, sure thing, guy. Sure thing, man. How anybody believes anything out of that man's mouth is absolutely fucking insane. Let me know down below what you think, and I will see you guys live tonight for the AEW Dynamite Grand Slam post show with Jesse right here on Off the Script. Also, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and let's try for 1,000 likes minimum on today's OTS. I'll see you live after Dynamite Grand Slam, man. Should be a great show. Jesse and I will have you covered right here on OTS. I'll see you guys later.